Hello everyone. So in this episode of the cooking game series that we are working on, we are going to create a flame for our stove. So as you can see, when I set the intensity to 0, you don't see a flame at all. And if I increase it, you can see now a flame appears. And if I increase the intensity in it further, you can see this flame becomes taller. See? And if you decrease it, you can see it becomes smaller. And also if you turn off, even if you turn off while we are in the middle, it completely disappears. So this is what we are going to work on today. We are going to create the Niagara particle from scratch. It's a very simple particle effect. I just want to demonstrate how the concept to how to create it, and then I'm gonna connect it with this control panel that we have created for the to control the stove. And yeah, that's pretty much all we are going to address today. So before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all of the thousands of projects I have done in my channel from the Patreon page. Once you become a member, you can access everything without any limits. There are over 2000 videos. For each video, project files are available, and here you can see the previous episodes of this series. I'll leave the link to this also in the description below. And this episode is sponsored by this generous patron. Thank you very much for your support. Alright, so in our cooking game, this is what we have worked on so far. I can turn on the stove and control this intensity of the flame, but right now I don't have a flame particle. It's just I have this interface that shows the strength or intensity of the flame. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Add in a flame, an actual flame particle. Alright, now here let's create a new folder. FX maybe, and flame, and let's create a new Niagara system using this fountain as the template. NS flame. So if I open this stove blueprint here, I should get the flame in a circular shape around this black part. Therefore, let me open this. So this is what we have. So first, I don't really need them to be like this, these particles. So first I'll disable gravity, and also I'll increase drag, maybe reduce the speed here, add velocity in cone. So I'll reduce the angle to 1, and this like 10 to 20. You know what, actually we don't really need a velocity, so let me just disable that altogether. And then here, instead of this, I need particles to appear in a circular shape. So shape location, I'll change this to torus. Now we have a rough circular shape. To control the radius 20, so this is the larger radius, and if I reduce this to 1, now you see we have a circular shape. So I'm not sure if this is the correct scale, so let me put this under the stove. Under this, and it should move up. Maybe disable snapping. so it's not quite right. Actually, the particles are pretty big, so that's why we can't really see the correctly see the scale. So let's set the particle size. I'll make it non-uniform. Then this x to 1, okay, and y maybe 5. Yeah, but it's okay. Now we can clearly see. So, but they are in all kinds of rotations. If I go here, alignment to velocity. Now they are all straight, even though it doesn't have a velocity, so it's 0. So it's all straight. Okay, now we can clearly see the shape. And it's too big, as you can see. You can either adjust it here or directly here. Maybe let's do that here. Torus team. It looks like this here. So maybe like this would be good enough. We can adjust it later. Right now I just need something. If I put it inside the pot, we wouldn't really see the flame. So maybe we should make this part a bit larger. Actually, let's not worry about it later too. I'll worry about it now. Let's focus on the flame particle. Now this has some ellipse shape like a water drop or something. So let's make it straight. So here, if I go to this place, you can see this is for the straight material and you have this shape as well. And if I assign that, now we have stripes like this, but this fading out happens horizontally. So let me make a copy of this material in the flame folder. Make sure to copy, don't move. I'll call it M flame. And here, instead of R, I'll use G. If I switch this to preview in a plane, it's like this. And I think we don't need this 1 minus x part. Yeah, now the top is fading out and the bottom is white. So maybe we should have two colors. So maybe we should make the top black. So vector narrator top color. I'll make it black and then let's do a love. This using this as the alpha and use it here. Now as you go to top, it becomes black, but since this is an additive material, we don't really see that. Let's make it translucent. Still you don't see much. What if I add a bubble here? Yeah, now the black starts at the bottom. Yeah. Okay, black, and use that as the material. Okay, now this is how it looks. And in the scale color, let's use this. so you don't see that popping. And in the initialize, instead of white, let's use some blue, maybe with some emissiveness. It looks more like a flame. And the spawn rate, that's better. All right, yeah. Okay, this is good. And to allow us to see the flame clearly, let's change this stove material color. Maybe not black, something like this. So now we can see that clearly, the flame. Okay, and let me duplicate this. Paste, paste one, move it down and make it a bit larger. So it looks reasonable now, hitting the flame. Okay, right. Now we need to control the flame. This should be turned off by default, and only it should turn on when I turn on and add some intensity. So how should we do that? First, I'll set this disable auto activate, and then the widget. Let me open the widget. Here, open it. Right here, I'll add a new variable. This is the widget store panel. Let's call it pp store, and the type pp store. So then we need to set this variable, so that having a variable would allow us to call functions within the store object. To set that, I'll get the widget, get use widget object in the begin play, and cast to store wpp store panel, and then set pp store and pass a reference to self. Okay. So reference in widget. Right. Now I'll add a function toggle play. Wait, no. Let's call it set flame intensity, and add input in the type of float level. Let's just call it flame level. Now if this is greater than 0, I'll set this, I'll activate the flame. And if it is false, I'll deactivate. Okay, now here let's test it. Oh, here we already have this stove intensity. And where do we set it? Here. We can get a reference to the BP stove and call set that flame intensity. And use this stove intensity. Right. Now let's see. Turn on. See, now it turns on. If I press minus, it turns off. Great. Now the next thing is, as I increase the flame, we should actually see the increase in this flame. Like maybe it should become longer or bigger. So how should we handle that? So let's go here. We can make this longer using this initialize. Yes, right size, Y size. If I make it 1, it's like this. 3 is like this. 6 is like this. 10 is like this. So, okay. So let's keep 3 as the default. And let's make vector 2D 1 and 3. So we need to control this Y component. Let me check. Yeah, it looks all right. So we need to control this Y component. So for that, we can read this from a user parameter. Read from user parameter. I'll rename this flame intensity. Let's keep it to 1. And then instead of this, I'll add a multiplier. And the default value, I'll keep it as 3. And this intensity. So here, if I make it 2, it's like this, 3 like this. See? So we can use 1, 2, 3. 0 is like this. Okay, so then here we can, if this is active, we can get the NS flame. Set Niagara variable plot. And the in value is variable name, this flame intensity. I think I need to put user. Let's test. Yeah. Okay, so you see the flame actually changes. All right. So, okay, I think we can stop this episode here. And next time, let's look into how to put something into this bowl and then maybe boil it or cook it. So, yeah, and as we provide flame, whatever we put, will be cooked. So yeah, thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download here in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.